Hey everyone, my name is Warren Howe. Hope you're having a great day out there. Now, today we are just a very short clip on value of an asset. Okay. Now, this is the important. This is the importance of knowing whether or not we are buying a great asset, whether it be today, future. You know, this is one of the things that we can actually derive whether or not we are buying a great value investment. Okay, now please note this, right? This is actually a slide from my sessions. Yep, a slide from my empowerment sessions. So, a value of an asset, guys. Okay, whether it be a business or property, right? So let's talk about business. Let's talk about stocks. How much you pay for a business, okay, is derived from how much cash the business will pay you back in the future. That means, right, the value of an asset today that the amount that you want to pay for this business today must be worth tons more later, and that is derived from how much cash this asset can generate for you in the future. So hopefully that makes sense, okay? Because that at the end of the day is what matters. This is pioneered by Warren Buffett. He always talks about this, right? He talks about discounted cash flow because future money is actually worth less in the long term because of inflation, right? Inflation and whatever depreciating, that will depreciate the value of money. Now, so this sort of creates a thought process for us to develop. 5 years time, if you were to buy a house, if let's say the rental of that house can actually make sense for you to buy it today, or 10 years, right, depending on how long you want to hold this house, then obviously it's a good investment. Now, for properties, it's a little different because it's only fixed, right? So in Malaysia, right, the rental is not as good as UK, not as good as US, to be frank. We can only net like a, I don't know, 2.53% on a residential house, which is, which is pathetic. So using that aspect, we cannot compare it directly. But if we were talking about a business, and now this is what Warren Buffett always says, the ability of that business to generate cash flows within a 10-year time frame, or how long you deem that you want to hold this business for, 20 years, should be more than the current market cap today, discounted back to today's value. Yep, the value of an asset is the cash flows that this business can generate for you in the future, discounted back to today's price. Yep, so always have this in mind. This is where, value investments, value stocks that he invests in, he can actually work out. Not these companies probably already are earning profit, right? But the question is whether or not they can generate said cash flow. Because he always talks about cash flows. Cash flow is the heart of the business. How good a business can thrive depends on how good the management will drive his cash flow, right? How much it can generate cash flow. If you can have all the net income that you want, but the net income is useless if it goes to company buybacks, right? If it goes to giving dividends, if it goes to unnecessary spending, unnecessary marketing. How it can generate cash flow is how you're going to assess the business. And this is exactly what we're talking about today. The value of this asset is the ability to churn, right? Is the ability to generate more cash flow in the future. And if you think that the ability to, create more cash flow in the future makes sense, it's a good investment. Because that amount should be substantially more than the current market cap that you buy today. Now, that is where we have to be hunting on deals, value, right? Because you could tell me, hey, Warren, this doesn't work on growth companies. I agree. Who knew that PayPal, right? And Peter Thiel predicted it, right? It's scary how how accurate he is. He said that, investing in PayPal will give a positive cash flow 10 years later or 15 years later. And it really happened. PayPal now generating, good cash flow, good earnings. They're not, like a losing money company anymore. They already went past that probably a decade ago or 5 years ago, right? So what is your thought process when it comes to valuing a business? This is a perfect way. Warren Buffett uses it. Benjamin Graham uses it. This is a good consideration on the ability to work out a business's cash flows in the future so that logically, right, realistically project in the future to determine the value that we want to buy, the value of the asset that we want to buy today. Okay? So I hope you got some value out of this, and see you in the next one. Thank you.